Alright, we're back again with another toolbox tour. This time we got a Snap-on KERN843. It's an 84-inch wide EPIQ series. The color is cranberry. Let's take a look at this thing. So in the top drawer here, got our sockets and ratchets, a few various power tools. And basically this side we got metric. Over on the right we got some of our standards. So we'll start back here. In the back we're starting with our 1/2 inch. We've got our deep chrome, shallow chrome. Coming down we've got the 3/8 deep, mid-length, and shallow in chrome. And then we got our 3/8 impact sockets. And we got a spark plug socket over here. Got some of the semi-deep 3/8 swivel impacts. And then over here, I really like these sockets. These are the 3/8 drive, 24mm. You got the deep one and the shallow one here. My only gripe about these is it seems like it's really difficult to find any socket holders that have a spot for these, so you always wind up with them off to the side like that. But man, these can be handy, especially if you got like a crank pulley bolt or something that's, you know, very tight, that can get on it sometimes. So coming on down, we got 1/4 inch drive, chrome, deep, mid-length, and shallow. And then here we've got some of the universal joint. They're the 1/4 inch drive chromes. Those can be super handy. They're built a little different than like these swivel sockets. These are meant for using on a hand tool. Got some of the Allens there, and then just some 12-point, a couple random ones down here. Okay, coming back up, got a few of the larger sockets here and some just extra swivel impacts. Here's the deep 3/8 swivel impact set, and then 1/4 inch swivel impacts, and just the 3/8 shallow. Got the new sealed in box 100th anniversary Snap-on ratchets here. And then just down along the bottom here, we've got all the ratchets and extensions. This one's kind of neat. It's the 1/4 inch body basically with the 3/8 inch anvil on it. It can be kind of nice. Just got some stubbies, flex heads, some different length extensions here. This is more the 1/4 inch drive ratchets, extensions. Here's a little just finger ratchet or thumb ratchet, whatever you want to call it. And then we got some of the Milwaukee drivers in here. So here's the big 3/8, smaller 3/8. This is the one that takes the little hex inserts. 3/8 and 1/4 inch electric ratchets. And then down here we've got the long extension here for like bell housing bolts. Got a little shorter one but still long right here. Breaker bar, a couple of big 1/2 inch drive ratchets. And then in here we've got some e-torque sockets and some just torque sockets. Toyota oil filter socket, gotta have that. And then we've got like our oil pressure sensor socket here, some different adapters, and this is all the standard stuff. And then just the 3 different sizes of torque wrenches up here. Alright, wrench drawer. So starting over here, starting in the back here, we got a couple odds and ends. Just got some different styles of pulley holders for taking off fan clutches, that type of thing. Got some tie rod sleeve adjusters here. Definitely handy if you're working on something that's got that type of steering on it. Some crow's feet and some standard flare nut wrenches. Here we got just some standard wrenches here, metrics, a couple just random sizes in here. This is one that found on the road. This one's been cut down for specific tasks. Just some different Allens, and then our adjustable wrenches here can definitely be a lifesaver depending on the situation. Up here we got the e-torques wrenches, very handy for getting in tight spots. You're dealing with a lot of times studs will have that on the end of them, so you need something like that to get them out. Some metric flare nut wrenches, and we got some stubby ratcheting wrenches. These are the the Blackhawks. And here's these Matco double box and flex head ratcheting reversible wrenches. These things are lifesavers. If you don't have these, get a set of them. There's several different brands they sell these under. So the nice thing about getting a name brand like Matco is if you get a Matco truck coming around every week, you can warranty them if you have an issue with them. Sometimes these are prone to breaking right here at this pin they pivot on. It's not super strong there, and then this mechanism can also louse up sometimes. So let's see here. Yeah. But very nice because you can reverse it with this little switch here, and that lets you be able to either use this part where it sticks out, or you can use the flat side and just switch it. So. Okay, over here just got some standard length ratcheting wrenches, a couple of the smaller wrenches like the 7mm, and then we've got some double box end. These are Matcos, and they've just got the little offset there. I believe it's 15 degrees. And then these are some of those that have the little different offset on them. All right. Screwdrivers. So over here we actually just got some trim tools. This is one of my favorite tools. I really like the angles on this and that you can get under, more than just clips and pieces of trim with it. It's actually a really strong tool for what it is. And then this is just the extended version of it. It's gonna be really handy getting in tight spots. If you got something inside a door or just a place you can't get to easily, it's a really nice one to have. Screwdrivers, got all the hard handles here, and these are actually torque drivers here. They got the little nut on the end here where you can get a wrench on it, get extra torque on it if you need to. It's a very nice feature, and the screwdrivers have that as well. So, up here we got a couple radiator hose picks, just different sizes, and then a few of the longer screwdrivers back there. Another hose pick, razor scraper, some ratcheting screwdrivers, long Phillips. Over here we got some of the smaller picks, some little micro screwdrivers, and a smaller razor scraper. And then down here's basically some Snap-on, just small screwdrivers. Got a few Torx drivers in here too. And then we've got some of the tools for getting seals out here, as well as some of the same picks that are over here. So. Also, if you've never been around an EPIQ series, their drawers work just a little bit differently. You probably already know that, but they have these deals that pull out instead of the standard type where you have to move over here. So, okay, we've got some pliers here, and we've actually got two pliers drawers. So, this side we've got the racks, stand them up like this, and then we've got just some of the overflow over here. So. Back here we got a little bit of everything, some of the standard just slip jaw, hose clamp pliers, pinching stuff off if you don't want to lose all your coolant, a few odds and ends, just needle nose, wire strippers, we got here some hog ring pliers. It's one style of them, and then we got a couple more of those over here. Got the 45 and the straight. Some more channel locks, smaller set of slip jaw pliers. These are for like your CV clamps, and then this is like a wire crimper and got a set of dikes on the end of it. These are for like your radiator hose clamps. These little things let you get on there. It's very useful. And oops, these are just kind of like another take on that. So I've used these several times. They're actually really nice. Number on that one is right there. Okay, and then we get some various vice grips down here, some of these snap ring pliers. This is a wire stripper. It's awesome because you can use it one-handed. It's just got that mechanism that grabs the insulation and pulls it back in one motion. It's like a little set of clip pullers, and then just some various pliers for grabbing hoses and some needle nose down here. Over here, got the bigger PWZ pliers. These are the PWZ 20s, and then we got the smaller set here. I forget what these are called, made by Nipex, but really nice. It's kind of like having a crescent wrench, except you can get it tight and fit on a nut really well. It's like a weird size, or just in a spot where it's difficult to get a wrench to. Got your pretty much standard set of Snap-on pliers here, just, you know, side cutters, some slip jaws, needle nose, another pair of side cutters. Got the 3 different sizes of the Nipex Cobras with the locking head on them. Very handy to have. And then some more radiator hose clamp pliers, some box cutters, scissors, some trim tools. Okay, we got some hammers, punches, chisels. Get the full set of the Mac Anti-Vibes here. A little Snap-on dead blow with the soft ends on it. We've got these for the hangers on your exhaust system, getting them out of the little rubber things. This is really nice if you got something that's just difficult to get off, especially if you don't have a lot of room to get a pry bar or something. This is nice. It just grabs it and pushes it out. So, a couple of grabber tools here, different styles, and punches and chisels and a couple tape measures. Okay, we got some power tools. So, got the Milwaukee 1/2 inch, the drill. These two are just invaluable. This little electric die grinder, these M12s, is really nice to have. They're not super noisy. Their speed is variable here, and it's really controllable. It's just a really handy tool to have. And the batteries you don't blow through the battery as fast as you'd think you would running a tool that's got as much power as that does. Same thing with this. It's not super noisy. It's really strong. I mean, I've had to cut a couple of padlocks in the past with this tool, and I mean, it zips right through metal. So it's also cool. It's reversible. So got the 3/8 Milwaukee electric ratchet there, and got a Matco 3/8, Matco 1/2 inch air impact, Snap-on air hammer, another little air impact here. This is an air drill. Got a couple of the extra swivel adapters here. These are super handy if you don't have something on, at least, you know, your air ratchet or your impact. If you're still using air stuff, get one of these, or, you know, a similar style. Just lets the air hose not be straight out behind it. You can see it kind of on this one. So a couple air ratchets there. Okay, here's some of the heavier prying stuff. So pry bars, seal puller, pickle fork, inner tie rod tool here, just various pry bars, big punches, that type of stuff. And over here, I got a little rivet tool, various chains, bolts, things you need for pulling things out, torque sticks, some oil filter sockets, and pliers. Tool for pulling some front end components out. This big blue tool is actually for holding the yoke, like on a differential when you're pulling the pinion nut off. So you just have 2 bolts that will go through here, and that lets you hold the flange still, so you can get your socket on the pinion nut in the middle there. It's really nice for if you're trying to torque one, you know, when you tighten it down especially. Okay, so down here we got all the odds and ends. This is the stuff that can really save you when it's 4:30 on a Friday night and you need that one little piece to finish something. You know, you break an exhaust stud and there you got one. So definitely stuff to keep around if you're doing this professionally or even at home. I mean, this stuff can really be invaluable when you need it. So alright, so let's come back over here, look at these 2 drawers. These are basically just junk drawers, extra supplies. Down here we just got a couple extension cords, some cleaning supplies. And then these up here just got some extra pens, small screwdrivers, some paperwork, and then these are for Toyota recall, or molds for putting epoxy on. Got a little caliper here, UV light, yellow glasses, USB drive, couple of thermometers. Okay, so we got some AC, or sorry, not AC, like fuel line quick disconnects here. Stethoscope. If you don't have one, really looking to get one of these. They're very handy and they're inexpensive. Can be very nice for locating noises. Got the flexible magnet. This is one of those tools too. It's not real expensive and it can really be handy if you drop something. Just got an extendable magnet right there. These are for keeping a window up. Like say you have the regulator off, you just suction cup this to each side and run this over the top of the door. You can hold your window up so it's not in your way. Got some extra E-clips here and a couple more disconnect tools for lines. Okay, and this is a set of the newer nut drivers with a soft grip. Rivet guns, some picks, brake drum tools, custom tools. It's a tool for installing new wheel studs. That's definitely worth the money. I mean, they're not very expensive usually. Very handy. And then we got some drill bits, wire brush. Okay, got a little impact driver set here. Definitely something you need to have. Some screwdriver bits in here. And got a little small tap set here. Air pressure gauge. Got some tap sockets. And then this is just a small micrometer. And then we got some different spark plug gap tools and feeler blades here. And a little set of screw extractors. And then some of the more specialty taps right here. Okay, then we got our electrical and diagnostic drawer. So this is a tool for checking vent temps. If you haven't seen this, it's actually pretty neat. I mean, I don't know how much you'll use it, but it's got two things that come off the side here and they just clip onto your vents in the dash, and then you can monitor the temp of both on this center unit here. It's kind of nice, especially if you're working with like a dual zone system, just making sure it works. That's kind of cool. Got a small max scan tool. These are definitely handy to have around. A small scanner like this that's just fast. Sometimes like your factory equipment, yeah, it can do everything, but it takes 10 minutes to hook up, and if you're just trying to clear a code, having something like this is very handy. Test light, retractable leads here, temp gun, got a little butane soldering iron. I think same thing here. Got some different just test wires and probes for back probe and stuff. Various wire setups and bulbs here for load testing, and then we got the multimeter here. Okay, got license plate screws, gotta have some of those on hand. Then we got the vacuum pump, and this is just a Power Probe 3 in here. So it's gonna be a pretty handy tool to have around. Lets you can put power and ground to different components, do some different testing with it. Okay, and then we got all our kits in here. So okay, tool for flare and brake lines. Let me get this out of the way here. Nice tire plugging kit. This is actually a kit that's just got a bunch of terminals and like pigtails in it, which can be super handy if you got something like that around. Okay, got the tool for vacuum filling your cooling system over here. A set of snap ring pliers here. Just all different sizes and shapes, and they're all reversible there. Definitely nice to have around. Cooling system pressure tester, and I got some various versions of that over here. Here's just a nice rethreading set. I think a couple different companies sell this same set. It's nice if you're not having to cut new threads into something. These thread files are really nice too if you got something you can't get a die on. Also, these sets don't seem to be that expensive compared to most of your tap and die sets, so sometimes if you don't have anything, having this is a lot better than not having one. So, okay. Just a little caliper here. It's for brake rotors. It's got the extended length on it. Alright, got a little seal and bushing driver set. It's one of those things you don't use a ton, but very handy when you need it. Okay. This is for taking on and off serpentine belts. It's got this ratcheting piece here, which is nice, and then just your different shallow attachments. They fit into this piece right here. Let you get in tight spots like on your front wheel drive vehicles. So. Okay, and these are some gloves for working on hybrid vehicles or just high voltage in general. It's a thick rubber glove inside of a leather glove, and the leather doesn't really have any insulating properties. It's just there to keep from getting pinholes in your rubber, because once your rubber breaks, you definitely will have some troubles. So these put back in here. All right. So that's been a tour of the Snap-on KERN843. It's a great looking box. Thanks for watching.